There's always that one game that changes your life for the better. You know what I'm talking about. The one you can't stop thinking about after you finish playing it. The one that lives in your head rent free for months after finishing it. You know the exact one. For me, it's been The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Picture this. You're working your normal 9 to 5 job that gives you so much anxiety that you can't stop thinking about it for as hard as you try. It starts to take over your personal life and it starts to consume your every waking moment, and in a way that has never happened before. It gets to the point that you start going to therapy and it doesn't work. Well, that's where I was for over 3 years until recently. I don't mean to be dramatic, but for over 3 years, it felt like a job dominated my personal life for a while. I couldn't stop thinking about it for as hard as I tried, and video games were the only way I could escape. Quite literally. After trying to restart Breath of the Wild for the 10th time, I finally stuck with it after I started streaming it on Twitch in October of 2022. I fought bokoblins and explored the Expanse world that Nintendo created and released in 2017. I distinctly remember being introduced to the world of Zelda when I was in middle school. I was a prepubescent kid that was about 11 when hearing about Zelda from a friend in the bathroom. I remember going home and hopping on the computer with the dial-up internet, trying to research what Zelda was. I was confused with all of the timelines and promptly stopped doing the little research I had done. I forgot about it up until 2017. In 2017, Nintendo released Breath of the Wild on the Nintendo Switch. I had just recently turned 22. I remember going to Target one day before my shift at an unrelated job and seeing a line of people waiting for the release of the game and console. At this point in my life, I didn't play that many games, and the last console I had was a Nintendo 3DS XL that had Animal Crossing New Leaf. I ended up getting a Switch months later when my now fiance gifted it to me, and she just happened to get a copy of Breath of the Wild for herself. I asked her if I could borrow it, and she let me. That's when I restarted it several times, but just couldn't get into it. Not the right time, I guess. Fast forward to me playing the game on stream for the very first time in 2022 when I was at the anxiety-inducing job. I fell in love. Hard. You know those memes about characters or real people about who fell fast and hard and the other fell slow but deep? I was both people at the same time with this game. I fell fast and hard, skipped the slow, but went straight into the deep end. The art was phenomenal, and the music was just chef's kiss. One of the characters that I really fell in love with was Hestu, a fun-loving character that expands your inventory. Then, meeting Cass, the minstrel that will sing you songs that have a story. I did avoid Lionels like the plague and still haven't defeated one to this day, but maybe one day. Finding the memories was probably one of my favorite things I have ever encountered in a game. We go from not knowing anything and waking up as Link with amnesia. Going around and discovering what those memories were and going to the different locations was my absolute favorite, but it also made me sad. It felt like Link just lost out on so much, and in the end, nothing he could do was enough to save the people he loved. The champions were gone, Zelda was trapped in the castle with Ganon, and he didn't have his memories until he went searching for them. To me, Breath of the Wild became such a perfect game because if I ever had a high anxiety day, I could explore until it felt like I could go against an enemy, if at all. The shrines was an ingenious way to level up your heart and stamina in the game. There were also so many ways to beat them. Other days, I felt chaotic and actively went searching for enemies. When it came to those days, I did go after them until I got to the end and was able to save Zelda from Ganon. Finally finishing the main storyline of Breath of the Wild opened up a door into the Zelda world that I wasn't expecting, but I am definitely not complaining about. I now own several of the games and am trying to catch up from what I missed from my childhood by not playing them sooner. I owe a lot to this franchise and look forward to any new releases that are related to The Legend of Zelda. Thanks for watching.